Coming from Reuters, Musk's America PAC plans a $100 million plus effort to boost Republican turnout, New York Times reports. Okay, boys and girls, let's see if I can do this video again. I already tried to do this video once, and I don't think that video should be uploaded to the internet. The joke was your parasocial daddy is tired. I woke up at like 3:40 in the morning today, so I could get out on the trail at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I literally ran 21 miles by 9 o'clock. I got home, I had my Gatorade and all of that kind of stuff, but I still had to put out a couple of videos before lunch because that's reality. Just because I ran 21 miles doesn't mean I don't have to work today. So anyways, I did one video talking about Tesla possibly selling the Gigafactory in Shanghai. And then I figured I ran 21 miles today. I ran 4 solid hours today, almost 4 hours today, after I woke up at, before 4 o'clock in the morning. I should be able to get through this article without losing my mind. I should not have enough energy to lose my mind as I talk about this article. And I have to say, I was incorrect. I was incorrect. Eli, the computer guy, can be wrong. And I was wrong this morning. Because as I started talking during that particular video, it's like, wow, I have a lot of energy left. Maybe I need to start going for the ultra marathons if I have this much energy left. But anyways, yeah. What the hell is wrong with 2026? Do you remember 2020? And we were all thankful for the end of 2020. Like we were going into 2021 and we're like, thank golly, 2020 is finally over. And I feel like that's what we've been saying for the past number of years. And then we're like, oh, thank golly, 2022 is over. And thank golly, 23 is over. Thank golly, 24 is over. Thank golly, 25 is over. And now we're all sitting here going, when is 26 gonna be over? Oh, this is just yeah, I don't like it's so weird. Like I do feel like popular culture mirrors what is going on in the real world. That's one of the things that Gene Roddenberry said. It was interesting. While Gene Roddenberry was still alive and he was still writing and creating Star Trek, back when Star Trek was, pretty actually good, one of the things that he talked about is that science fiction should actually mirror reality. So when you looked at the Federation and you looked at the Klingons, right, the Federation was considered the United States, the Klingons was considered the USSR. And so basically within this science fiction story, it gives the freedom to talk about certain things and look at certain aspects you wouldn't necessarily be able to in the real world. And so one of the things that I think is really interesting right now when it comes to Elon Musk is that apparently what's his name? The Iron Man guy. He originally modeled Iron Man, Tony Stark, on Elon Musk because back in 2008, when he was creating that Tony Stark character, that Elon Musk seemed like the embodiment of what he was going for, and now we see that he is now going to be Doctor Doom. And then you look at reality, and then you look at Elon Musk in 2026, and you're like, oh, so this is when Elon Musk turns into Doctor Doom. Fair enough. Fair enough. It is 2026. And so what I find very weird about this, so Musk is going to be investing lots of money into the midterms, and he is investing lots of money, it appears, into the Republicans. It does not appear to be a shotgun focusing on specific candidates that are focused on specific things that will move his businesses forward. This seems to be a big push for the Republican Party, which is just, it's weird. 2026 is weird, right? His whole thing with Tesla, right? The whole argument with Tesla back in the day was a whole idea of protecting the planet, right? We got to protect the planet. And literally, the Trump administration is ripping out renewable infrastructure that has already been installed, right? Like, we're not talking about no longer approving new infrastructure. We're not even talking about the stuff that has been approved. They're trying to build it, and he's canceling that. It's things like charging stations that were at federal government facilities. These charging stations were already installed, were already paid for, were already operational, and the Trump administration is ripping these damn things out. Like, this is reality, right? And so you look at a guy who is a CEO of Tesla, and you're like, so you're supporting the president that literally wants to destroy renewable energy. Trump appears to think coal is the future. I don't understand. Again, he owns a manufacturing company, right? You've got all the tariffs and everything else that's going on. And you're like, how does this make sense? Again, all the bans that are going on, right? They're banning Roombas. All right, actually, they're banning clones of Roombas at this point in time. And you're just like, and that's before we get into the forever wars. You remember the war that no American wanted. No American wanted a war with Iran. But Netanyahu called. So we got into a war with Iran. Because remember, the Trump administration, they do have to say what their constituents want, and their constituents wanted war with Iran. The American people didn't want war with Iran, but Trump's constituents sure as fuck did. Anyways, we're in that war that's been going on for God knows how long at this point in time. And again, you look at this, and that's the weird thing. It's like really, Musk? This is what you're you want more of this? I just don't get it. I guess it's the woke mind virus. That's the thing, is you gotta focus on your priorities in life, and it doesn't matter whether you burn your entire civilization to the ground. If that is what is required to sterilize the woke mind virus, then by golly, I guess that's what's got to be done. So anyways, this is also interesting. Now, he was a trillionaire, and now he's not a trillionaire anymore. But anyways, again, he is the wealthiest human being on the entire planet. He controls 90% of America's space launch capacity. He controls the ISP that's literally being used in modern warfare. And he's putting over $100 million into the Republican Party because, yeah, because he's Dr. Doom now. He went from being Tony Stark to being Dr. Doom, because that's how 2026 goes. Elon Musk's pro-Trump political group is planning to spend up to $120 million to turn out Republican voters in the November congressional elections. America PAC said in a statement to Reuters that it expects to play a major role in the Republican voter turnout effort, and argued that the party is well positioned to retain control of Congress despite historical trends that often favor the opposition party in midterm elections. So yeah, going to be pushing the Republicans forward on all of their amazing policies that completely and utterly support citizens of America. Remember that with Trump? Like, again, God bless Trump. That's what I love with all these people, is they say it. They say it. I remember that, like, so the Iran war starts, and he's being asked about questions about the price of oil. And at one point in time, the price of a barrel of oil got to $135 a barrel. Gas prices here in the United States for average states were about $5 per gallon. Now, to be clear, in like New York State and California, it was all wackadoodle. Most states, it was somewhere between about $4 to $5 a gallon, which is a headache for a lot of people. And one of the interesting things was when Trump was asked about this, he literally said he thought the price of a barrel of oil was going to be $200 a barrel. And you're like, what? But you were hired because the last guy couldn't deal with inflation. You are literally, when you are confronted with the fact that you have increased the price of oil by over 50%, you're saying you're surprised because you thought you were going to increase the price of oil by 150%. So you think you're doing pretty good. And you're like, but but we hired you for inflation. It's all about inflation. Under the Biden administration, it was about inflation. Under the Trump administration, it was about inflation. If we can't afford to live in our own society, what the hell is going on? But anyways, apparently this is what Elon Musk wants more of. Because when you're worth 600 billion to $1 trillion, who cares about $5 gallon gas? That's what Elon Musk really wants you to know. Is he is willing to spend however much money on gas he needs to spend on gas in order to make sure the Trump administration can do, I don't know, whatever the hell Netanyahu wants him to do. Anyways, let's see here. Quote, we're excited to again be part of the team, Andrew Romeo, spokesperson for the American PAC, said in the statement. He declined to provide further details, including how much America PAC plans to spend, but confirmed an earlier report from Axios that said that the Political Action Committee planned to make a, quote, huge investment on door knockers, digital advertising, and a direct mail campaign to turn out conservative voters. The effort would mark one of the biggest outside spending campaigns of the 2026 midterms and further cement Musk's position as one of the Republican Party's most influential financiers. And so again, that's going to be an interesting thing to look at with Elon Musk, or I guess SpaceX and Tesla, really past 2028. So again, they might look. The Republicans might win Congress because the Democrats aren't doing themselves any favors. Like here, I've got a question for you. I've got a question for you. Who are you excited? Who are you excited about on the Democrat side for 2026? Who are you like? Yay! I can't wait for that person to get into office. Yeah, I can't think of any either. Democrats are. Oh, Democrats are doing what Democrats do. But anyways, at some point the Democrats are going to win again. At some point. At some point, they're going to realize they need some policy other than Orange Man bad, right? At some point, they're going to realize that fact. And at that point, again, the Democrats are going to win. Again, with America, this is just how it goes. It goes back and forth, one way or the other. But one of the interesting things to think about is when the Democrats do win, is what retribution will fucking rain down on Tesla and SpaceX when it does happen. What retribution will rain down on Elon Musk because look at how much destruction he's trying to do to the U.S. government. Again, with Doge, he laughs about Doge. He thinks Doge is a fucking joke. The misery and hell that he created while he wanted to play at being government employee. He thinks it's a fucking joke at this point in time. There are a lot of Americans that are pissed over his horseshit and Doge, and then you just keep going with this, or he is just. It is not simply that he's voting for the Republican Party. It's not simply that he's for some of these policies. He is directly financing this insanity, and he's earning a tremendous amount of money doing it, right? Space Force just did a contract for $1.6 billion for him to put spy satellites into space. We're paying for Starshield. We're paying for drones to be communicated with using Starlink and that type of thing. He is making a tremendous amount of money off of the U.S. government at the exact same time that he's essentially bitching about welfare queens, right? Oh, see, the problem with those starving kids getting American taxpayer money is I should be getting the American taxpayer money. And you're like, yeah, that's gonna work out well when politics switches. It is this weird thing with the United States. Like, I think about this all the way back to Bush. Like a lot of this stuff, again, we talk about the imperial presidency. Remember when we thought the Bush administration was the imperial presidency? We were so naive. Anyways, right? One of the interesting things there is when Bush won the second election. He again, it was one of those things. He won by a few percentage points. To be clear, he won. No question asked that he won. He won. But after he won, right, he basically started saying that he had a mandate from the American people. And the idea in the United States with a mandate is when a politician wins, let's say 70% of the vote, right? When you win an overwhelming majority of the population, the idea is the entire population is really behind you. What's been happening, which has been weird, both with the Democrats and the Republicans, is they win by a couple of percentage points. Basically, they're the least worst candidate who wins. And then they come into office and then they act like they have a mandate, right? This is what everybody wants. And like, motherfucker, no, you just won by a couple of points. Look, Biden was dead long before the election, and nobody ever liked Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris will go down in history as literally one of the worst candidates to ever be nominated for their party to run for the presidential election, and that's what Trump was going against. That's not it's not a mandate, not a mandate. But anyways, I don't know. There we go. That wasn't too bad. That was good. Okay. So here's what I have to do. If I'm going to talk about Elon Musk, I'm going to talk about politics. What I have to do is I have to run 21 miles. I then have to do some other work. I then have to eat lunch. I then have to take a nap. I then have to drink some coffee as I read this really good book talking about polar expeditions and newspapers and all that kind of stuff. And then I can come back and then I can do the video. And I'll be a little bit more chill at that point in time. There you go. That's how to make parasocial daddy tired enough to talk about this stuff so they create content that I'm willing to publish on the internet. Yeah, the first attempt for this was pretty bad. It was a lot of screaming. It was a lot of screaming. Anyway, so what do you think about this? What do you think about Elon Musk diving into politics even more in this period of time? What do you think the blowback is going to be for SpaceX and Tesla and Elon Musk going into the future? Again, there are a lot of questionable things that Elon Musk has done over the years. Again, questionable things like I don't understand why court cases by the federal government haven't been pushed, towards them. Again, SEC violations and all that kind of stuff. At what point does that luck wear out? And what happens with SpaceX and Tesla and the rest of it? When basically Elon Musk starts getting treated like the human being that he is. I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. The link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.